Live. Alright. Is it working? Is it actually working? My god, it's actually working. Does the bitrate look higher? Oh, I think a little bit. I think a little bit. Wait, let me. If I go 1080 to them. Wow. Yes. A little bit. No, you're fine.
Can you hear if I do?
Actually, do it. Yeah, go down the resetting. Hello. I'm back, and I fixed my streaming setup, and now it works good. Because the answer was that basically the entire reason I couldn't stream the past two attempts at this was when I tried to stream, I would have these random bitrate fluctuations. I'm like, what is happening? And it turns out, so my theory as to the exact reason is that something with the OBS 30.0.0 update caused an issue as far as my computer's ability to recognize that it was still the same OBS. And it caused an issue such that my not my wireless card, but my networking adapter was basically just not sure, I guess, that it was OBS and stopped prioritizing it like it was supposed to. But so it was just like a prioritization issue on my computer side, and it was just like, oh, you don't need that bitrate. That's a lot of bitrate. And then it was basically just being throttled by my computer being stupid. Also, if you couldn't tell, the title was because it's tower control. Wow, that was fast. That is a way to start. But yeah, so now that I've shut off my computer's prioritization of bandwidth, I can use my bandwidth a lot more intensely and a lot more directly, and that's what I'm doing. So I upped my bitrate a little bit. I don't know how high I can go because I know that I think it's my modem itself has like a limit to, how fast it can go. I know I can enter a rank up battle, but I don't want to because that has to be a series and I want to play tower control. Okay. Let's change gear first. I'm trying to farm some stuff. I'm trying to get these to be exclusively ink refill up, but I need to get a lot of ink refill ups to do that. So that's what I've been trying to slowly grind to. But also, I'm just using low tier gear and making it, slowly better and better. So hopefully that will amount to something. Yeah, I've literally, the entire reason I'm streaming this today is, I was like, I hadn't played in a while and I was like bored, on my lunch break at work, and I wanted to play something and I didn't know what, and I also like often after work have to wait a little bit, because Gwen got a new job that's like slightly longer commute, so like, and she works a little later than I do, so based on that, like she has the car, and then I just kind of have to wait for her to get off, get to the car, and then get over to me. So I have like extra time. So I've been just like playing on my Switch more. And for a while I was doing like Pokemon stuff when I was like grinding out my Kitakami decks so that I could do the Blood Moon Ursaluna like plot line. But then after doing that for a while, I was kind of like burnt out on training new teams in Pokemon. Fair at that point, you know. So instead, I started like doing other sorts of things on my Switch, and this was one of them. Like I was playing Mario Kart for a while. Just go online in Mario Kart, or just do like some versus mode in Mario Kart. Gotta sit on that more. Ooh, let's flee. No. At least we're at 69 points. I don't know why they decided. Oh, let's go attack them. Let's jump in and attack them there. Ooh. Oh no. Well, I got two of them. I'm gonna jump onto the tower. No! Ah! Ah! Alright, I'm gonna get ahead of this. No. Yeah, they're dying here. Two specials. They're about to get it. Someone needs to jump on that. Nope. Guess not. It's okay. They had two... I don't know which rollers those are. I think one is a Flingza. The other one looked like they just had like a typical one. Oh, that might have been a Dynamo. I don't really remember what the rollers look like because I don't play them. But one had a big swing. Let's see what that was. Let's see. Yeah, I can't see what exactly it was. I think that is a dynamo, though. That zombie one. I think the other one would be a carbon? Or maybe that's like just a standard roller, like deco or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like trying to get better with this weapon. It's kind of my main one that I've been using in tower control lately. Just because it has a more focused line of fire. It has a slightly longer range. It's good because it's a 3-shot kill. But it's definitely like a learning curve because I'm used to I don't know, I prefer things that normally would have like really high ink coverage, but that's not what's good in this mode. Like there's not a lot of point in me using a reflux in this one, which I just got the second reflux type just because I was like, oh, I don't have that one and I might as well get it, because it might be more useful to me in like splat zones where they have cover than the other reflux. Ooh, hee hee, whoa. Ooh. Oh no, they still got me. But I did just get that, so I'm gonna respawn it. I'm gonna go harass their backline a bit more. Alright, I was able to put enough pressure on them. That's the other thing, because this one kills so quick, it's so easy to put pressure on people. It's like I still struggle with the areas that I normally do, which is like if someone gets too close to me, I can't aim. But with this one being like mid to long range, like it's a little longer than what I'm used to, like I can still at least get pretty good distant shots on people. I know I can rank up. I never play that mode. Oh, okay. That's not what I was hoping for, but it's not bad. I'll take it. With the like shirt that I'm wearing right now, I have it at 5 stars so that it can. It's 10 attack, so it means that it's more likely to get the like ink recovery up. I think it's either ink recovery up or I think it is. But it's like, so I have it at that, so it's 10% faster to get it to max level, and then, you know, I can either keep it there or, you know, swap it for chunks anytime I need to. Ooh, that was nice. They did not look above them when they went through that grate. Got one of them. Ooh, I got the other. I think it would be best if I didn't jump to them. Though we did get past checkpoint 2, so maybe I could have just jumped. Okay, well. Okay. Gonna get straight to the tower. Ah! Hmm. That went well. No! I don't know why I'm jumping with it. It feels pretty close by, but... No! Rice Lasher, of course. Alright. Oh, there. No! I do still have the lead, but I would like to not have to win this in overtime. Oh my god, that was perfect. I did not expect just tossing the bomb down to get all three. I thought it would just kick a couple of them off the top, and then maybe one would die or something, and then they would just get back on, but it would at least be like less of them, you know. Well, I'm gonna take that as me clutching the victory. That was my win. Yeah, tower stopper indeed. We're back on this one. Something ruins. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the names of the stages. I'm just here to play. Oh, they almost had me with that. No. Okay, that is Carbon Deco. I was right. Okay. There we go. I should have just tossed a bomb. Yeah, they're gonna get ahead of us. He got pushed by the tower. Oh, that was funny. Oh no. I literally like could not tell where they were. Jump to this one. No. Okay, we almost caught up to them. Still don't have a lead, but oh my god, that how do they keep doing that? I didn't think the carbon roller killed that easy. Well, that it's like only thing it had going for it was speed. No. Got the same one I have, do. Okay, that's fine. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I just sat there and tried to stay alive while like harassing us a little bit, but just like enough to keep people away. Ooh. Like, I would say my skill with this weapon has really increased over time. I'm not super consistent with it, but it's like I'm getting there. As usual with shooter games, my aim is my weakness, but I'm trying. Well, that's not very kind. Oh, we're struggling. Yeah. Well, I got one of the doilies. No. I don't think we're winning this, but I just don't want them to get the full knockout victory. Oh, they're really racing towards it. Alright, well, they didn't get the full knockout, so I'll take it. It's not a win, but it's not a bad loss. 35 points. Oh, I didn't even see that bomb. I tunnel visioned. No, they're gonna beat us here. Yeah. They nuked us. Ah, yes. Umami ring. Alright. Oh, hello. Oh, they're dead. I like how we both tossed at the same spot. No. Hmm. Up we go. Alright, which one are we on today? Scotty. Dolphin bomb. Alright, they have a lot of mid-range. Blaster could put a lot of pressure on this though. Well, that one went quite well. That's a cool mask. Where did they get that one? Oh, was that? No, that wasn't Halloween. I don't know where that was from. Maybe it's an amiibo one. Wait, if I step out, am I allowed to buy that off them? Can I order that? Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want to change gear, then go. I said change gear, then go. Can I back out? Sometimes it lets you hold minus to back out, sometimes it don't. Yeah. Alright, well. Hit this one. I will have to play another game. Ah, but then they might not be in my recent players. No. Oh wait, are they here still? I think they're still here. There's actually, there might be 2 people with it, so I can see if that's available for normal purchase or if that was an event thing that I missed out on. Oh my god. Everybody dropped missiles, I think. Or no, just them. Everyone was near each other. That's what happened. Jump to tower. Oop. No! Curse you, ye leader! Alright. Like, I like this map for me. I think this one works really well because it's like... I like ones that zigzag more rather than being like straight lines, and ones where you can kind of jump off the tower onto other high ground. Like, because I feel like the ones where it's more of a straight line, it's like you just kind of feel stuck on the tower, and like you're just kind of a moving target that anyone can hit. But like with this one, it's like you have a little more cover on the tower, but at the same time, you can use the tower more offensively because you can jump off and go like, you know, fight whoever's trying to stop you from progressing. Stop real quick. Did I show off my big man amiibo on my last stream? I don't remember. I think I was planning to show him, and then I didn't because the stream didn't work. So I'll show him off here in a second. You there. Okay, nope, it is not for sale. So I think those were like Halloween gear or something. Okay, I'll stop at the general store real quick. So here, let me show off. So this is my big man amiibo. You can see he is large and thin. Very large. Like, for reference, I feel like this isn't my next largest, but the next recent large amiibo I bought, or the most recent other large amiibo I bought was probably this one, this Ganondorf. I also have, yeah, this here, Emmy. The Emmy amiibo was probably the tallest one I had previously. It is shorter than Big Man, and it is obviously less wide. It's probably, though, this one's probably the highest quality amiibo I have. I think this one looks so good. But I do enjoy Big Man. Big Man's very good, too. Don't mind me throwing him. Big Man's sitting out on the desk right now. I don't know if I've shown off some of my amiibo as recently. Or as much as recently. Where is... I just have a bag full of my amiibo. I'm currently tossing them out of. In a second. I want to someday have like a nice shelf for them. I currently do not. So just have them in a bag. Oh, great. Trying to find one. I think it's at the bottom right now. There you go. Here it is. This is probably the most detailed amiibo that they have ever made. The Dark Samus amiibo is so good. I love this one. It's just so like crusty looking. Very satisfying texture, and it's like a metallic, or not, I guess not metallic, but like a glossy sheen to it. So it's really nice. This is probably the heaviest amiibo I own, which is the Twilight Princess HD Wolf Link amiibo. This one's real nice. So it's, yeah, I think my top 4 amiibo, just in terms of sheer quality, are probably my Twilight Princess one, my Dark Samus, really both of the Metroid Dread ones, but especially the Emmy. The Ganondorf one, because one, like, it's so detailed on like the underside of his cape or his like robe. It's like an ornate pattern. I don't know how visible that is if I put that here. It's this very detailed pattern. It's like the overall quality of this amiibo, I would say, is lower than those other ones, but it is just a very good amiibo design. It's got a good heft to it. Back to tower control. But yeah, I think the Emmy is probably one of my favorites, and then Big Man. Someday. I plan for whenever we have like a house that we own and have like the space for it. I definitely want to one, set up like more of like a room I can stream in that has like all of my random cool little gaming knickknacks and stuff. And I want to have like a lit like shelf for all of my amiibo on it, or with all of my amiibo on it, because it's like amiibo are cool. I like them because it's like I'm not huge on collecting like figurines normally, but it's like they're not just a figurine, like they're slightly functional, even if they're not that functional in most games. It's like they do have a function they can serve, and I feel like that like, I don't know, it changes it for me a little bit. Like it makes it more of a valuable item to me, and they're usually cheaper. Like they're not like super high quality, well produced and stuff like that. Like they are like, you know, mass produced figurines, like when you get down to it, but it's like they are very high quality, or not very high quality. Some of them are very high quality, some of them are not, especially the old ones. The old ones were pretty low quality, I would say. But it's like I love amiibo. Like they're just so cool. Even though they're like, you know, again, like they're not like the highest quality figures you could get. Like I could spend like $100 and get a much better like Ganondorf figurine, or I could get a much better like Dark Samus or something. But it's like it's not just a thing that can sit on my shelf. It's something that I can like use in some games and stuff like that, and that's a little different, you know. It has a function to me that is more than just like a cool thing to look at. Which there are some figures that I would look at and be like, oh man, but it's like it's not often. I don't know. I don't like really find myself like wanting to get a bunch of figures. Like when I go to like TECO, like the anime convention that's in Pittsburgh, like when I go, I don't sit there and go like, oh, I want all these figures. They look so cool. Like, I don't think that, really. Like, there's a few. Like, I'll check and see if there's something I would want. But it's like, I'm just not a big figure guy. And I feel like, you know, it's funny because, like, figures are a big, like, gamer, anime fan thing. And then there's me just going like, yeah. But then you're like, oh, but this figure can do one really small thing in a video game. And I'm like, ooh. Two of them. They were waiting for us. No, they got on before I could get in. I was trying to get over, but then the ink that was there slowed me down. I do want to try at some point the paintbrush. I don't know if I want to do it during the stream because this isn't really a mode that I think it would be great. And maybe, I don't know, I could try it. Because I got it because I'm like, oh, this sounds like an interesting thing, but I don't know if I'd use it much because I'm not a huge brush user. But it does sound like it would be kind of fun. You know, yeah, screw it. I'm gonna switch to the paintbrush real quick. What does it run? Oh, okay, that's right. I got it because it had 10 missiles. That was the big reason I got it. I'm a 10 missile abuser. It inks so much. The range isn't super high. The attack speed's not super high. I don't know, it does seem to have like a decent like the damage fall off is there, but it's like I can hit people from below the tower with it. So I'm gonna try that, and we're gonna see how that goes. I do like the design of the brush too. Like I like those like fan brushes; they're very satisfying to look at. Kind of, and it reminds me of like a ginkgo leaf. That's right. I'm a brush. Yep. Goodbye, enemy player. Farewell. Well. Yeah, this one, I need to remember to like... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think you do extra damage from there. So 1, 2 from here. Yeah, no, they don't. It would be a more noticeable figure if that does extra damage. So yeah, that just marks them, which like is useful. When I was using like the Forge Pro, I definitely noticed that I was keeping an eye on things like that more. Alright, paintbrush time. I wonder if I could push my... I wonder how high I could push my bitrate on this. Because it's like I'm doing less than like what YouTube recommends. I don't know how high my system can go. So I might just do like a test stream at some point of like a really high... like a relatively high bitrate compared to what I've been doing. The Wizard! That's a silly name. Yeah. That is fun. I can, when I die, toss a quick, like, Oh, that's interesting. It still uses the full thing now. Hop on. I was like, I don't know where they are. They were above me. Again, I couldn't tell where they were. No. That was mean. They're just like vacuum you in particular. And I'm like, no. I need to stop jumping to people when there's enemies nearby. Like I've got better at that, and then I've been being really bad about it in this mode. What? Rude. Big swig. Doing bad. No! Alright, I'm gonna get ahead. No! That's one thing this thing has where I struggle so hard because I can get called out, or get caught out in like kind of a bad spot. And that is really hard to deal with. No! With this one. We're gonna lose this. We need that whole push to work. Oh no, I ran out of ink. Yeah, they won though. Oh, man. I definitely need to get used to this one. This is not its best mode. I think this plays... This is like a brush version of the Reflux or a brush version of the Aerospray, I think. Like, it's really good. I think I would enjoy it, but I think it would be something I'd have to do in like Splat Zones or... you know, a game mode where you really benefit from having high ink capabilities. I do really like it though. It is a fun weapon. So I'm going to change away from this one for now. Though I do think it's good and I do like it. I just don't think that the Paintbrush Nouveau is the kit to have here. The normal paintbrush is still not the kit to have here. I think this one's probably a better kit for it, but still. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with this one for now, and I'm gonna do like maybe like one more game. One thing I will say is I really like the curling bombs for their mobility. Like, they're good for giving yourself like a direct line of escape or something if you need to. I do like the suction bombs. Like, they give just such a big explosion. I am curious. So it can only be destroyed by specials. Because I was going to say, I'm like, I think the suction bombs can be destroyed. Because I've noticed times when, like, someone will throw out, like, a, you know, booyah bomb or something, and it'll, like, sweep it out, and it's just gone. And I'm like, I threw that into the bomb, and it's like, I think it just destroys it. So I think there's cases where things just completely erase the suction bombs. I don't know if they do that for all types of bombs. So that's something I definitely have to get used to. Wow. That one was so short. I think I'm gonna do one more. Cause woo. It was a bit quick. And I feel a bit bad. Also, this is a thing that they announced. Why is my microphone over there? This is a thing they announced. Or I'm like drifting farther away because my mic's way further out than it normally is. So one of the things they announced in the final trailer for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC was that there's like an experimental thing that you can test out at the Blueberry Academy where you can swap your mind into your Pokemon's body, which is probably going to be having some function. I don't know what would make it different than just running around as yourself, other than you're running around as a Pokemon. You can't use your Pokemon, but you can battle. Like, I don't know. I don't know what all it will entail. But one of the things that they confirmed, because in the trailer they show like Pikachu and Palmy and I think Dedenne and like another Pikachu clone. Like it was all Pikachu clones. I think it was the Morpeko. Battery's getting low. Okay, I'm gonna real quick grab my charger cable. Oh my god, everyone's got a splatter color screen in this match. I get the complaints from the splatter color screen, like being not the easiest to play around, I guess, if if you're colorblind and you're using color lock, like the color combination you choose isn't very contrasting when the splatter color screen hits you. So it's like you just are at a disadvantage compared to non-colorblind players if you're using that, accessibility feature that's supposed to make it easier. But one thing that was a surprise to me, because I could have seen like splatter color screen giving people some issues with, certain colors of ink. It's just going to be harder to play with a splatter color screen on. I think one thing that would be interesting for them to do would be if they'd made the filter that applies if they'd made the filter that applies a little different, maybe. Okay, let's go into it. So it's like, I can play through this. I can tell that these are two different colors. But that's because they're two very different colors. That said, I will say it is interesting. I'm noticing my color, which I think is a darker blue. Maybe it's not a darker blue than the yellow. The color is changing in like a hue saturation value formula where it's just going to 5% saturation. Gonna hop over that just in case that would kill me. No, I thought I had enough to throw that out. I did not. But it's interesting, like the responses I've seen, some of them are like, you know, like it definitely has like accessibility concerns, but like some of the concerns I've seen is like people going like, oh, well, I can't tell the difference between the inks. It's like, well, that's kind of the point, you know, like it's functioning as intended if you can't tell the difference between the inks. It's supposed to disorient you, and then you have to figure out which one's you. You know, it's meant to throw you off. So it's like, I think those complaints are, I guess, less valid, because it's like, to fix it, you have to change the fundamental concept of the special, and I don't think its concept is bad. It's like, it's not an execution complaint if your complaint is that a disruptive special is disrupting your gameplay, and making it hard to play. Because it's like, yeah, that is its point. But I completely understand a lot of the auditory ones. Those ones I think are more fair. Because, you know, for me, when I hear the audio from this, I get no effect. It just sounds like a bunch of ink going, which is like half of what this game sounds like to me anyways. But I can understand if like that is impacting people in a way that makes it really uncomfortable. Like it's causing people to have headaches, causing people to feel nauseous. You know, and my guess is that it's for people with like basically undiagnosed forms of epilepsy, because epilepsy can be triggered not just visually, but it could be auditorily. So I'm like thinking like maybe some of these people just don't know that they have an auditorily triggered form of, I'm realizing I'm playing another match when I said that was my last one. It's fine. Like I don't know if that's what it is, where it's like they're you know, they don't know that they have auditory epilepsy, and then they're experiencing something like a mild like stomach seizure or something like that, or maybe they're just very sensitive to sounds, and you know, this particular sound makes them really uncomfortable. I think that that's an easy one to fix, though. Like that's an easy one to resolve in a way that can still be disruptive during gameplay while not being that bad for, you know, people with auditory processing issues. No, I was about to throw it. Oh, I was about to throw it. Gotcha. But yeah, it was you know, it's like I think that the kind of optimal solution, as I see it, would be to do something where it's like, oh, you know, you run like a low pass filter on everything, or maybe even a high pass filter, like, you know, make it weird still. So you put like a filter on all of the audio, where like certain types of sound aren't coming through the same. You know, oh no, they were on it. I didn't realize they were on it. I thought we had all of them off it. Let me take this back. I'm gonna jump straight to it. Whoa. Okay, I got them. I need someone else to get onto the tower, though. It's not the person I wanted to jump to. I just didn't touch the one that I did. And now the tower's all the way back to reset because no one else approached. We love to see it. We love to see it. Truly masterful gameplay, where our backline stayed so far back they couldn't have even been useful as a backline. Yeah, now we lose that. Like, I think so many people go into this mode like, oh, just bring something to be a strong backline. But it's like, but in this mode, you can't exclusively be a backline. Like, you need to always have someone trying to be near the tower. And they can be people who have backline weapons. Like, they can be... A tower with a sniper on it can be really scary. You know, just like a tower approaching your base, having a sniper targeting you, you know, is really scary. But I don't know. But yeah, I think, getting back to splatter color screen, I think that sort of the optimal way to fix the auditory thing is maybe to lower the volume for the splatter color screens, like auditory splash sound. Like, just lower their volume, maybe lower the number of splash sounds, make it less intrusive on people's ears. A lot of people are describing it as, like, you know, I probably can't say this word, so I'm not going to say it, but like you know, the meme, like the ear blank. Um, it's not that. I think the people saying that don't know what that meme was. So I'm gonna let me as I set my controller down. So it's like if you don't know that meme that people reference with the splatter color screen specifically refers to when you have extremely loud peaking audio in a video that's otherwise not as loud, so that it's a sudden explosive intrusion of sound. That is not the splatter color screen. I feel like it is quieter to me than the actual game. So that is not it. You are using the wrong term. And you are using a term that I don't like to even use that term for that meme. Because I feel like it's not what they're describing it as. And also, we shouldn't use that word so lightly as to put it just in a meme. And it's like, it's not that. The splatter color screen is in no way that, but what it does do is it creates a lot of really confusing noise. I think they could maybe lower the volume of that, lessen the amount of it, maybe shift it to a different splatter noise and have less. And then put like a high or a low pass filter on your audio. And go from there. I think that color-wise, I think it might be better if it defaulted to one of like two random grayscales where either your ink becomes the lighter gray or their ink becomes the lighter gray. Have one be a cool tone ink or a cool tone gray, have one be a warm tone gray, so that they still are a little different and still have a little saturation. So that you can figure out, just like you can now, if you have like higher quality, or not quality, higher level like color perception or whatnot, like you can distinguish it as it is right now. But I think that finding a way to make it so that it's less intrusive on people, less not as difficult, because like that is the point, is it is meant to disorient, but it's like make it consistent, I think, is the most important thing. Like making something that works for everyone in a fair and balanced way, that's what I would like to see them do with it. Because it's like, to me right now, I don't find the splatter color screen to be a huge issue, but a lot of people do. I think some of the people complaining are people who aren't colorblind, complaining that it has issues for colorblind people and not understanding what that issue is. The issue is specifically if you're using color lock, the color that it becomes is not as easy to tell apart as some of the other ones. And that's why I think they should just solve it by having a set in stone, warm tone gray, cool tone gray, that are similar but slightly different. So that it is disorienting. It is hard to tell whose ink is yours, but it is consistent. That's the thing that I think is most important. Because a lot of people are like, I can't tell whose is whose. And it's like, well, that's the point. That is the point of the special. You just don't like the special, but that is its point. But at the same time, it's like, if we gave it like a warm tone and a cool tone, made them slightly different so that you could tell potentially if you fired long enough, and you just get a random one of those two when you go into splatter color screen. That would probably be helpful. That would probably be a better system. I don't know how it's implemented right now. I think it's literally just a filter that passes over the screen, and that would not work in that case. So I don't know how they would be able to rebalance that, re-implement that. But I think a lot of people look at it as this hugely broken thing. I don't think the splatter color screen is hugely broken, and I think that its purpose is that you get through it, and now you can't tell who's whose ink is whose. You're confused, you're disoriented, and then you get killed by someone from the enemy team who's not disoriented. That's what its purpose is to me. And when you die, it goes away. So I don't think it's as broken as a lot of people feel that it is. I think it does have some things that need to be done to make it more consistent for everyone. Because I think accessibility isn't about making a game easier for everyone. It's about making a game that you can, like, I mean, it can be about making a game easier for anyone who needs it. But I think in a competitive game, accessibility is about making a game consistent for everyone. Making a game that everyone can play to the same effect. You know, when I play, when I play Overwatch, and when someone who's colorblind plays Overwatch on their colorblind mode, you know, they can still tell who's on the enemy team. I can still tell who's on the enemy team. You know, we're having, you know, an experience. I would say it's like maybe like the parody of the experience, like parody, parity, not parody. Where like we're having the same experience. We are just as capable of telling who's who. We are just as capable of shooting our guns, you know? And I think that in any competitive game is the focus. I think in single player games, you can have wildly different options, changing the game speed, changing how, you know, changing. I'm trying to think of some of the other like big recent ones that have come up. Like changing the control scheme in like a wildly major way, having a customizable control scheme in general. Things like that can be huge for accessibility, and I think in competitive games you can't do that all as easily because you don't want to make one player's experience easier. Because if you make an easier mode in a competitive game, it might just be competitively more viable for everyone to play in that mode to get to a higher level. I mean, like if you look at Splatoon, motion controls are the optimal way to play. People who are, you know, disabled in ways that like impact their mobility might not be able to play with motion controls on. Like maybe they like shake a little, maybe they you know, don't have like the fine motor control to like move and aim, but they can, you know, they have the dexterity to do that, or maybe they have like an assistive controller that they can use, so they have to turn off motion controls in this game. You know, motion controls are definitely the optimal way to play, but, you know, not everyone can play that way. If they'd made it so that the non-motion control mode acted fundamentally different to the motion control mode, I would think that it would become the way you would kind of have to play competitively, you know? It's like how, you know, as not really as an accessibility option, but as like a gameplay ease option, they added a level of aim assist to most first-person shooters on consoles. But if you pair that with, you know, other accessibility options that might make it easier to hit, or maybe you can amplify the strength of aim assist, you run into an issue where it's like now some people can play really well, but they're only playing really well because they're using, you know, the aim assist at its strongest setting, maybe. And it's like that's an accessibility option that's now impacting the parity of the experiences between people who are using it and aren't using it. You know, you don't want any one experience to be stronger than another person, or like any player's experience to be like way easier than like another person's. Hello. So yeah, but that's kind of my rant about the splatter color screen. I think right now it's not awful, but that's for me. You know, I don't have many issues with it. I do have sensory issues. I you know, and I don't find it to affect me, but I know it affects a lot of other people, and so it's like their experiences are obviously more important than mine here, considering I am unaffected and they are affected. But I think that as it is, it needs a few minor tweaks. I don't think it needs major overhauls to its concept, because I think the concept is fine. I think some people just don't like the concept, and I think other people are actually having genuine concerns with it. And I think those are the people who need to be heard by Nintendo. And I fear that a lot of the volume of the complaints are from people who aren't in the communities that are affected by this and aren't and they're just kind of complaining because they don't like it. And I think that's a different thing than complaining because something is unfair to you because you are colorblind and you're using color lock mode, or because you are someone with like ADHD or autism and you are having auditory issues from it. So it's like, I think those are the people who need to be heard much more than, you know, the randos going like, oh, splatter color screen sucks, I don't like it. It's too hard to tell whose ink is whose. And so, well, that's the point. But yeah, that's all for today's stream. But yeah. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up now. So thank you so much. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me live or after the fact. Either was cool with me as long as you had some fun. Said, I'm gonna go do human things as humans do. Namely, I have to go to a movie pretty soon. So